Are you ready for the ride of your life? Revolutionary, remarkable. It's the one and only Embodiment Underground Radio with Maureen Guest and the hottest team in radio.
It's your boy Alo the Radio God, and I'm here with Embodiment Underground Radio. Stay locked in. You already know what it is. Turn up!
Lily rocking in the mirror trying to mimic myself. Wow. While another mumble rapper trying to limit my will. Yup. Feeling like a matador. Yup. Up against a minotaur on board a man of war. Kissing need a metaphor, maybe get a name for it. How I'm living, life's a wave. Micro when if my vitals flatline past my bedtime, life's a grave. Greet me today, more me tomorrow. Give it all I got, there's more to borrow. If it ain't enough, tough luck. Got it out the mud, but you stuck. Stick in the mud, I mean speaking the company. Misery being bred, mugging me like. Heard you talking, keep on walking, sucker. And the crowd go, How you doing? Keep it moving, sucker. Felt like Midas, minus the golden touch. Been hands on, it don't amount to much. Took a moment to meditate on the moves I made, but them mountains are mountains of dust. Man, my mood for a minute. Mention my name, that's food for a critic. T.A.B. is what they tripping on. March through made portrayed as a menace. Mad that I'm different, life so lit, got matches in it. Walked in blue flame, through a mattress in it. Flow so propane, it's masochistic, just mute it. It's more than music, it's more than mucus. When I spit it, it's Muna. Simple scene so marshmallow, it just might melt. Take another bone hit, I'm Mike Phelps, meaning my freestyles.
All right, ATL, you are now locked into the Embodiment Underground Radio, only on Atlanta's incredible radio station, WIGO AM 1570. We are in the building.
Yes, another week in the building.
Hot Atlanta. Hot Atlanta. And you know what? What's the best way to start it off with? Some T.A.B. Oh, yeah. Hey, you guys like that flow, huh?
That's hot. That was hopping, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool, man.
I love it.
Yeah, you know, tall and bony.
And let me tell you, you got to, listening to it. Yeah, listening to it is one thing, but you have to see these artists perform.
Yes, yes.
It just makes it all. You're just gonna be. I don't know. That's what it's all about, you guys. So if you don't know about T.A.B., you just need to check him out. He's on all social media, and what's even better, he's hanging out with us today in the building,
live in the studio.
So you guys keep those dials on lock. Make sure you have that TuneIn app. And also, I want you to make sure, Silk is in the background making all of this noise. What's going on, Silk?
Oh, man.
What are we doing over there?
I was playing on my tape deck. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Not the tape deck.
See, I'm being distracted on the airway.
He got the boom box in the studio.
Eddie James. I'm trying to be politically, they say, fake it till you make it. So I'm acting like I don't hear all this noise to my right.
My cassette got chewed up.
Okay, we on the air.
And he's so comfortable with saying tape deck.
Tape deck, yeah.
And his tape got chewed up.
It got chewed up.
Oh, y'all don't use cassettes no more? What's happening? What's up there, man? What's up with that?
You distracting the show.
Okay, come on back. Come on, my bad.
Eddie James, I I tell you what, we're going to take a cut. That's how they say, we're going to cut. We're going to go to a music break because we got to get some things straight behind the scenes out here.
I got to clean up my tape.
Got to clean up the tape there. But look, really quickly, let's give a shout out to all those that make it happen. You know, you got it on lock, Mr. Flamboyant. I want to let you take it away. I think you got it. Come on, you got this.
We're going to give a big shout out to Miss Tiffany Terrell Consulting. We're going to give a shout out to the city of Fabrin.
There we go.
Embodiment Fitness.
Whoop, whoop.
Elite 9 Media. Salute. That's all who makes it happen.
Love it. And also the Hype Magazine Network.
Hype Magazine.
Yes.
Salute.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, we have an amazing guest coming in next week. Compliments of the Hype Magazine Network. So we want to again just show our appreciation.
A little teaser.
Oh yeah, they're simply amazing. But look, you guys, keep those dials locked in.
Yes.
Make sure you download the TuneIn app, or you can go to embodimentradio.com homepage. Listen live, absolutely. But stay locked in because coming up we have a very this is an indie artist who's very well known. I think it's the UK, Lady LaSure, R.I.P. She's a bomb.com.
Oh, yeah,
she has a mad, crazy flow. So
make you want to dance and swirl.
Make you want to swirl, do flips and everything else under the sun. Also, following that, you guys, is going to be Mr. J. Smith, The Essence. Oh, yeah, he's one of our ride or dies. We've seen him in live performing. He's simply amazing also.
California.
Cooler than a Cadillac.
Oh, yes, cooler than a Cadillac. Stay locked in, you guys. You're now listening to The Underground, and we are taking control.
Shit,
Hey,
what's good, Atlanta? It's me, Ludi B, and you're now listening to Embodiment Radio. You might want to stay tuned because we got some crazy conversations.
It's another exclusive, only from Embodiment Underground Radio.
Yeah. They don't want it with the cream, man. No. All these porcupines, why am I not surprised? Who got the V broken on Valentine's? Look me in the eyes and tell me that is lies. But you won't, cause you already know that you're a joke and you're broke. You ain't got enough dough to be in bullshit. You trap, boot it. Heads like a football, boot it. I don't know why you really wanna do this, but R.I.P. to your music. Way too up, no peace, no deuces. You're a little beg, beggars for choosers. Hitting with a new thing, call it exclusive. Don't need backing, I could do it in acoustic. Rag, or Billie Jean that gal. Moonwalk on her, she will get butt up. Y'all get a slap on her head back. Neck back, get done up. You're a big girl, now stand up. Don't call for me, get rang up. How do you mean that ain't all fibs? Swear on your life now, I know. Tell the truth, but you stop yapping away. Like so much you give your mattress away. You can feel me like the clap in the bass. Bars hurt like a slap in the face. What? I'ma do some damage today. Shopping bags, I got 10 bags in the safe. You need Jesus, baby, you need rebuking. Oh Lord, get to grabbing the faith. Like Jesus, please forgive me for the sinning. But Jesus, peace don't mean that I believe him. It's creeping up and karma that's been given. I leave him shaking like the little Kimmin. Do this for my sisters or my women. It could be genetics or the denim. I'ma keep it shining, keep on winning. So move for me with your insidious spirit, idiot. Yeah, love running the lips together. You and a husband. I was never into you, but I made you bend over like Western. But you're a virgin. Don't try act like you're perfect. Get a 9 to 5, it's not working. Big mouth, must have wait to see a surgeon. I've been on the road, they're still learning. Fake news, remix the old version. These bars here, I got them all nervous. Spin a girl upside, you toxic turkey. Disrespect the queen, you will get a mortgage. You can't even afford to get a mortgage. Too hard, really, I'm scorching, I'ma torch them. You are dead as a corpse with the mortgage. You large, not, you're smaller than a dwarf is. Louis Vuitton, you sure you can afford it? They didn't send you that, you went out and brought it. I heard your new tune, I just paused it, eject it, and fling it wet. All then I want my signature, not money up front, just bring it. No girl can sit in this chair, don't speak up the language, literature, no beef, got no stake in the house. I do it big there, baby, your mouse when I bite it hurt, you're too fake in your mouth. I'm worth $500,000, you're changing the cow, go check that. My brand, don't try wreck that. When I pull up, it's a rat, no Xmas. You'll feel it in your belly like you're pregnant. Lick again, step back, to spec that. Nonsense, bars knock 'em out, now they ain't conscious. Going on rude, going on obnoxious. Punchline, put off them out like boxers. I see me, and I see you too. You're annoying, like when I went on my iPhone and I seen you too. They won't holler, they won't bark, tell them woof woof. If they wanna, send them shots, tell them boom boom.
What's up? It's your boy Primetime 1010, man. 2 Series ENT. You're now locked in with me. Listen to the sound of the underground.
Thinking out loud. These are probably some thoughts that I should keep to myself, but a little idea may be worth some big wealth. Then starting from the bottom becomes top shelf. Don't neglect the brain. It's bad for your mental health, in fact. Study yourself, cause everything will fall intact. Everybody walks their own path less traveled. So who am I to judge? That's the law, no gavel. Take the first step, then it's followed up by the next. Learned that while I was standing at rest. Had nothing left, so I put that to the test. Time for action, start running my mouth like protest. Slowly but surely I seen the progress. Henceforth, the essence of Mr. J. Smith. Hold up, wait a minute, hold up. Is this thing on? Hold up, wait a minute, hold up. Gotta be still. Hold up, wait a minute, hold up. Let it be quiet. Hold up, wait a minute, hold up. Let it get silent. Wait a minute, hold up. Look, along the way I lost friends and relationships. I made a sacrifice and they can't take away from this. I invested too much of my time to these rhymes and they saying in due time, but my time's overdue. You see how I canoe through the flow and you say, holy cow, man, he's the manu. Hold up, wait a minute. How I be beasting on these beats on holy ground like I'm in cleats. From every space between my teeth, I mean every word that I say, so it is, then so shall it be. I say some things sometimes that may leave some mind scrambling when I be rambling and carrying on. Let me adjust this microphone. Just make sure this thing is on, cause I pay my dues and I pay some dues for many others. Let me direct your attention to the best kept secret from the West Coast. I don't gotta brag and boast about the coast that hosts me. I'm just representing how I'm supposed to be. NEJP. If you know the acronym and understand the means, you can do this by yourself. You can build your own team. And if I point a finger, it's usually going up. And if I point a middle one, then you know what's up. The only thing I ever did was my own thing. And the people I grew up with know that I ain't changed. Still, hold up, wait uncut. Hold up, wait. I'm not perfect. Hold up, wait. But I am pure.
All right, you guys, if you're just locking in, you are now listening to the Mbodyment Underground Radio. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Stay locked in. 6 to 7. Yes. Coming to X360 FM very soon. You guys just continue to be patient. You know, projects sometimes you hit or miss the deadlines, but it's all good. We are coming soon. You know, if you're just locking in, if you missed the beginning of the show, we brought it in with an amazing guest that we have here hanging out with us. We got T.A.B. in the building. Yes. And what a way to start the show off, the M word. The M word has a nice flow. T.A.B., what is going on with you today?
Oh, what's going on? Nah, I'm having a good old day. Came all the way down from 285.
Oh.
5 minutes. 5 minutes before the show started, I'm having a good time.
That was good. Now, how was traffic on your way coming
Oh, it was
down?
Terrible.
Okay.
It was awful. It was congested. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought I had a cold. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. And you know, and typically when we have a guest, we always try to, because sometimes I'm rolling in when the show was started, you know, but that traffic is really crazy. I said, I know he's going to make it, you know, because it happens. Sometimes it may roll up in here at 6:15, 6:20. And so it just happens. ATL is notorious for traffic. And you're new to the ATL.
But I've come to realize this.
You come to, so we can't even sweat it, right? Once you recognize it and realize it, it's all good.
Oh, yeah.
So now, as an artist, you're in the ATL, which is the place to be. So far, how has it been as an artist in the ATL?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah, I cannot complain one bit. Of course, there's a couple potholes that I've come across. There's a couple times where it looks like an opportunity, and then all it is a money pit. But outside of that, I've already been offered my first legit paying gig here, and had my first new music video shot and filmed in Atlanta. So
I love it. Now, is that the one with your sister? Was that the video? I know the video with your sister with the hula hoop. Was that one of the videos?
No, ma'am. The first music video in Atlanta was the M Word.
Was the M Word? That was
correct.
the first. Because now that's the one that we're vibing with, and that's the one
Correct.
you shared with us.
Correct.
Okay. So you see, I'm all fixated because again, once I learn of an artist, I like to, that's what social media is for. To see, to learn about that person, whether it's whatever you're posting for. And so, that M Word, and we're going to talk about that later on the show. So you guys, if you're just locking in, you'll understand what we're speaking about. We just started the show off with that particular track, and we're going to share it again because that's how much we are rolling with that song.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Now, I kind of got a little information from your bio, and prior to us getting on the air, you are a native of Virginia Beach.
That's correct.
And I like how you stated that you are a Houston, Texas implant. What did you say? Implant?
Transplant.
Transplant. I like that. Yeah. So now, how long were you in Houston?
About 2.5 years, and then afterwards, I was in and out of Houston about every other like 6 months. So yeah,
Okay.
I can't really rep Houston. They
Okay.
they really they're really serious about who's from Houston and who's not. But
Okay.
yeah, I lived in Houston for a little bit.
Okay. And so now you're here in Atlanta.
That's correct.
And so now you are really getting your feet wet. You're now learning that what looks good may not always be good until you kind of get deep into it. But that's good. That's just going to strengthen you. It's going to make that hindsight just a bit more stronger. And speaking of that, you're a spoken word artist.
That's correct.
So you're open here mentally, because I look at spoken word people, we use the word woke quite often, and sometimes we can overuse it because now
I agree.
everybody's woke.
Yeah.
Have you noticed everyone's woke, but the world is just more in chaos even as each day goes by?
I'm just trying to get enough hours of sleep.
There you go.
I like that.
I like that. I love it. Well, look, we're going to take a real quick music break, and I want to discuss you as an indie artist.
All right, please.
And we're going to get into a little bit more about your history. Let's talk about some of those bumps in the road.
Okay.
I think everyone needs to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, okay?
Cool.
It's reality. Look, you guys, we got T.A.B. in the building.
Yes.
You guys, you need to lock in. You need to tell a friend, tell a frenemy, tell an enemy, tell your family, tell your constituents, tell the neighbor next door to lock in to Embodiment Underground Radio. But coming up, you guys, we got tremendous melody, Unstoppable, and Emmanuel Kanoshi. Shake It. We've been playing Shake It for how long?
Shake it.
For about 3-4 weeks now.
Yeah. It's been
Oh
a minute.
yeah,
It's been
oh
a minute.
yeah. So he's
got me in hip
another,
rotation.
Yeah, he's another amazing artist, and I think when T.A.B. hears this, I think he's going to vibe with him very well. They're very similar as far as this here. So stay locked in, you guys. This is my cell phone this time. It's all me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's an insurance company calling me. I don't understand why they got to call you and let you know when your bill is due. They don't need to call me. I got the mail. But look, you guys, stay locked in. This is the Embodiment Underground Radio, and we are taking control.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Flizzy, and you are now listening to Embodiment Radio, Atlanta's only underground hip-hop station.
They say you don't have a chance, homie, you can't make a way. I say I don't need a chance because I can blaze a trail. Yeah, I've been getting ready for it like it's in the mail. Yeah, if I'm working hard at it, there is no way to fail. They say you don't have a chance, homie, you can't make a way. I say I don't need a chance because I can blaze a trail. Yeah, I've been getting ready for it like it's in the mail. Yeah, and if I'm working hard at it, there is no way to fail. I used to need saving, now I'm unstoppable. I used to be playing, now I'm unstoppable. I got to pray, I know what I gotta do. And if you follow through, you'll be unstoppable. Started on the bottom, I got the magic. Holding the rock, we shoot it and pass it. Back up the team, one day we classic. We on the level, some never will reach. Some of it money, somehow we think. Checking my watch, no time to blink. Set the alarm, wake up and wing. Man, watch your thought, you ain't believe. I cannot show you just how to be me. I cannot grow with you if you will win. All I know is that we planted some seeds. Now it's a tree. The veggies, the fashion like Dina and Teen. Like a pimp, thought Shelby in the south, we clean. Hey, look at how we been. Came back, don't like south and clean. You don't have a chance, homie, you can't make a way. I say I don't need a chance because I can blaze a trail. Yeah, I've been getting ready for it like it's in the mail. Yeah, if I'm working hard at it, there is no way to fail. They say you don't have a chance, homie, you can't make a way. I say I don't need a chance because I can blaze a trail. Yeah, I've been getting ready or the last he's seen of me. This is me jumping to better things, getting mad fist bumps from the team. Yeah, I'm trying to be the best they seen. Psych, I'm trying to live it right, trying to live it all right. Been looking up at the stars at night and looking down and knowing I got a little light. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it right, cause I can have a lot of sight. I can be on point like fight. A weak mind won't cut it. Bye. Open for the day and shut my eyes. I be shining when the sun rises. Shouldn't take it as a surprise. I'm a road level 17 stick guys. They say you don't have a chance, homie. You can't make a way. I say I don't need a chance because I can blaze a trail. Yeah, I've been getting ready for it like it's in the mail. Yeah, if I'm working hard at it, there is no way to fail. They say you don't have a chance, homie. You can't make a way. I say I don't need a chance because I can blaze a trail. Getting ready for it like it's in the mail. Yeah, and if I'm working hard at it, there is no way to fail. I used to need saving, now I'm unstoppable. I used to be playing, now I'm unstoppable. I got the praying, I know what I gotta do. Hey, if you follow through, you'll be unstoppable.
Yo, what up? This your boy Martez, and you listen to Embodiment Radio.
Guess that's what it feels like. Guess that's what it feels like. Guess this is what it feels like to choke on air. I swallowed my breath, had no idea. Tell me, answer the question. Drew a post, but told you I was gay. Grew up in the church. All I'm gonna say is I'm old views that you hold to passe. Study a career. What do you think for me to be on top of your chair? You got the camera lens and I stare. It's a snare. It appears and it forwards and fear. My life, I've been finding pain and tears. And how many years old, cries for help all upon my faintest ears. 19 years old, desperate enough to believe in anything that wasn't centered on me. I cried enough to break the man. Explain my faith, all the years of making the queers. See, believe Jesus the only way. Produce hold the boot with my face. You remain wordless, be warm in the worship about the things in the worship. I feel like a choke on air. I feel like there's no dawn air. Yes, this is what it feels like a choke on air. Yes, this is what it feels like a choke. Yes, this is what it feels like a choke on air. I believe marriage between a man and a woman, but then again, I kinda understand and feel it. I grew up in the household, and Princeton wasn't so a ton of brains that can land you a whooping, not talking spankings. So the damage left another man's rib. Sorry, my daddy beat my mom, he would have scarred me. To be honest, this heterosexual was detestable. It made me want to question being one of the medical. And even worse, when you come up in the church, I divert. I'm still keeping reference to the word. I say this in the camera of Colorado shots. They got in their mirrors to monopolize love. I made it to optimize the sun. Said this on air. I think that we just gone off air.
Actually, real equality means everyone has the same right to get married, gay or straight.
I cannot see that happening in my life. I fear the disapproval of God more than I fear your disapproval or the disapproval of society.
Transform your mind, transform your body, and lose yourself with the most revolutionary and professional training system in fitness. If you've tried training in the past and failed, we will help you succeed with our proven results. Our optimal performance training covers stabilization, core conditioning, and maximum strength conditioning. Get started by calling 1-800-430-1423. That's 1-800-430-1423. Embodiment Fitness. We don't work out, we train. Lose yourself.
All right, ATL. That was Emmanuel Kenoshi, Shake It, and tremendous melody, Unstoppable. So we got a chance to play that track. I'm glad you guys liked it.
Unstoppable was real.
Real hot track.
Oh, yeah. And we're sitting here running our mouths. We're talking T.A.B. to death over here.
T.A.B.
Yeah. We got T.A.B. in the building, you guys. Real quickly, T.A.B., let the listeners know how they can find you on social media or any other platform that you may have outside of that.
All right, it's real simple. You can follow me on all social mediums at Tall and Bony. That's TALLANDBONY. And especially if you want to check out the visuals, go ahead on YouTube and check out my group's page, Advantage Entertainment. That's ADD Vantage. That's 2 D's, please. Don't forget the D.
I love it. Quickly, T.A.B., how long have you been because I know you're spoken word, so let's touch down. How long have you been performing spoken word and also just your music alongside with that?
I've been doing spoken word and hip hop since I graduated from college, so now I'm going on about 3.5 years. 3.5 years? Yes, ma'am. May I ask, what'd you major in? I majored in multimedia communication with a minor in Japanese.
Are you serious? A minor in Japanese?
That's correct.
Wow. Now, do you speak that fluently?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Nope.
That's Silky Silk. He's up to his shenanigans.
I just ordered some fried rice, man.
Now
that was all it was.
Let me ask you, T.A.B., when you say in Japanese, not only the language, did you also study the culture? Or was it just the language itself?
You have to know the culture to study the language.
Oh, so you have to. Okay,
that's
okay.
real sweet,
is that applicable to the English language? Do you have to study the culture to understand our language? I wonder.
It might help. No, it's difficult to say because there's a lot of different ways to speak English.
Yeah, because some of us we still haven't gotten it right, and we are English. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
Yeah.
What did you say,
we just kind of miscombobulated the English language. We got the Urban Dictionary, and then we got the Ebonics, and then
watch out now, shout.
We have all this different language, so we always messing up something. Yeah. Speaking of being an artist, let me first ask you, what influences you? I mean, who is there an artist? Is there some point in your life? What has influenced you, or did you just come out the womb, or something you've always had an interest in the music industry? What influences you to be an artist?
It's kind of a natural thing. Everything else I've ever done, it always seems like it's playing second fiddle to artistry. And even when I'm focused on something else during my free time, I'll be with the pencil and the pen. So it's just something that I couldn't imagine myself not doing.
Really?
That's correct.
Okay. So it's just part of you. It's a part of your lifestyle.
Almost definitely.
I love that. And there's something unique about you. I haven't put my hand on it. I see you as a very eccentric type of person. You have an eccentric personality. You do stand out. And not because, and not,
way tall and bony.
No. You guys, see, this is where we need to have a YouTube station, where you can be a visual, and not because of, and not because of, what our race is, what have you. There's something, and I put you in the category because people do not like being compared, but it's sometimes when you have lack of words or you can't really give a description, intellectually, sometimes the best thing to do is just kind of have a comparison, and we learned that in school, right? We learned how to do comparisons just to get a point across. And so there are several artists that I compare, and that being K-Sad is one.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Kenoshi.
These are all top artists.
These are very eccentric artists, and since I've compared you to other artists, I will share that with you so you can see what my thought process is about you. Okay. Yeah, I think it's only fair because you want to know now who in the heck is she comparing? Is this a compliment? A compliment?
Right, they're all intellectual artists.
It's an understatement of a compliment. Really. Right. But I like that. I like how you did this right here. Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
And what you say about the human race, man? Human race thing.
What about because I say he stands out in the crowd.
It's because I'm white.
That's not it. That's not it.
This is just the human race sitting right here.
But that's not it. It's well beyond that. You know what I mean? And so I'm really intrigued by your style. And again, I do follow the artist. And then we talked about. I kind of asked you a question. How's it going? You said it's going great with the exception of a few bumps or what have you. Can we talk about that as an inspiring artist? And does inspiring artist mean you haven't reached your goals or you just continue to aspire to another level? I guess we can look at that. So let me retract that. As an artist, okay, because your levels of success is what what success is here, not what society dictates to us, okay? So most things that we do is driven by what has been taught to us, and that's unfortunately. And that's another way, as I see you, because you're a spoken word artist, and typically spoken word artists are those who are outside of that box. They are able to go to another dimension thought-wise, okay?
Right, they rethink the box.
They rethink the box, oh yeah. So now as an artist and having those bumps, how do you allow those bumps in the road to affect you? Does it affect you, or does it make you stronger in the person that you are today?
Oh, it definitely affects me. But then I just avoid them next time so that it doesn't affect me again.
Exactly.
So I mean, let's see. I'd say like one of those little bumps was I have no qualms for paying and then being able to go up on stage, because the venue has to make its money.
Yes.
So for instance, Apache Cafe is $7 to get in and perform. I think that's totally fair. It's totally fair. Back in VA, there was always a cover charge, $3, $5, what have you. Right. Nothing extensive. But then there was this one event I went to where it was a $10 cover charge, and I was like, all right, this is a little high, but whatever. It's $10 is like my max amount before I started getting uncomfortable. Cool. Anyway, going there, and then they're saying, okay, it's $10. It's $10 to get in, quote unquote, free to perform. But then we have these prime slots. And then I was like, prime slot? Prime slot. What in the world is a prime? What in the world is a prime slot? So, mind you, when I hear about it, my eyes open up. They're like, oh yeah, no, it's $75, but you can go ahead in the front of the line. I said, I'm gonna wait right here and wait till it's my turn to perform. Oh, yeah. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited. Wow. Then I waited some more. Wow. And then by 3 p.m., when there was two people in the crowd, I got up on that stage. But that's it. Yeah, but I had my money, right? But I didn't have any patience left. So that's
There you go.
So yeah, that's one of the potholes that I've encountered here. Whenever you hear about that, whenever you hear about that, there's no performance entry, but there's an entry. Wow. There's an entrance fee. It's like, yo, this is gonna suck.
It's kind of like the fine print that most people tend to not pay attention. It's like that little box where you have to check and say terms.
Right.
You know, because you can't move forward till you select that little box that says terms and agreement. And most times we just select it so we can hurry up and get to the next page on the internet, right? Yeah. So, and let's talk about that, because I remember when I first met you, you performed it, was that Boneheads?
That's correct.
And you came up to me and you thanked us for having you and because we do not charge our artists. There's no fine print. There's no selection. And we're going to discuss that. And we're going to discuss our reasoning behind the Indie Artists Exposed and why we do not charge the artist. We actually give the artists opportunity to make money. Although most does not capitalize on it, but we see it from a different perspective. We're going to talk about that. But I do remember your first words to me. That was a while ago. That was the latter part of last year. Sure. Absolutely. And again, you were very memorable. And again, not because of this here. It was all about the energy and the performance.
Well, he did stand out, though.
Well, we all stand out.
Why? Because he's tall and skinny?
But I thought, that was actually excellent, man, because I like for the, it's always the same flavor all the time. You get the same flavor, every now and then bring in a different flavor. Yeah. Man, and when he stepped up to the mic, he was very true to his art, and much respect, man.
Yeah, I think we got a little tidbit of spoken word in there too, a little combination, if my memory serves me well.
I respect hard work and intellect and very nice spoken words, man, and you did your thing, man. I got to give you some depth on that.
Yes, and speaking of his artistry and how excellent that he delivers it, we're gonna go ahead and bring in the M word again for those who are just locking in. Real quickly, tell me a little bit about the M word. Where did you arrive at that?
Oh yeah, I was just trying to fit in as many M's as I could in that short amount of time possible.
I like that. Just simplistic. I love it. Eddie James, take it on out. We're gonna loop it when we come back. You guys, if you're just locking in, we got T.A.B. in the building. If you don't know, now you know. Stay locked in, you guys. You're listening to the Underground, and we are taking control.
It's another exclusive, only from Embodiment Underground Radio.
Millie rocking in the mirror trying to mimic myself. Wow. while another mumble rapper try to limit my will. Yup, feeling like a matador. Yup. Up against a minotaur on board a man of war. Kids need a metaphor, maybe get a metaphor. How I'm living, life's a wave. Micro, and if my vitals flatline past my bedtime, life's a grave. Greet me today, more me tomorrow. Give it all I got, there's more to borrow. If it ain't enough, tough luck. Got it out the mud, but you stuck. Stick in the mud, I mean, speaking of company, misery being bred. Mugging me like, Heard you talking, keep on walking, sucker. And the crowd go, How you doing? Keep it moving, sucker. Felt like Midas, minus the golden touch. Been hands on, it don't amount to much. Took a moment to meditate on the moves I made, but them mountains, all mountains of dust. Man, my mood for a minute. Mention my name, that's food for a critic. T.A.B. is what they tripping on. March through me, portrayed as a menace. Mad that I'm different, live show so lit, got matches in it. Walked in blue flame, through a mattress in it. Flow so propane, it's masochistic, just muted. It's more than music, it's more than mucus. When I spit it, this Muna. Simple scene so marshmallow, it just might melt. Take another phone hit, I'm Mike Phelps, Mike Phelps.
All right, you guys, that's T.A.B. That's the M word. He's in the building. Again, I got to say it again. If you didn't know, now you know. Real quickly, T.A.B., let's put it on repeat. And I know, because I want to drill this into those who are just locking in. One more time, how can they find you on any platform that you have out there for the...
You can follow me at Tall and Bony. That's TALLANDBONY.
I love it. I love it. I love the flow.
Oh, yeah.
We want more. We want more. That's all I got to say. So just meditate
I got some on the way. Yes.
I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting.
Right.
Real quickly, TAB, we got a caller on the line. We have a little Tiffany Terrell moment. Our PR. So I think she's on the line, patiently waiting. Tiffany, are you there? And can you hear us?
Yes. Hey, how everyone doing today?
Oh, we are doing amazing. We have an amazing guest is hanging out here in the building, T.A.B. And I love it when we have our moments when we have an artist here also, because our moment, is very short. But it could be very beneficial to the artist because a lot of artists don't look at it as a brand. And that's that's really learning the business and it's knowing being an artist, that is your brand and it is a business. And we had some really good conversation. We always have good conversation, Tiffany. But before I even jump into that, because I'm super excited, I had my cup of coffee on the way and I've been advised, do not drink coffee before I get on the airways, but it's too late. I got my caffeine in my system, so I'm ready to rumble. Tiffany, real quickly, let your listeners know what is it that you do. And you do a lot, so we got to break it down quickly and how they can snoop on you on social media.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am Tiffany Terrell. I am a publicist here in Atlanta, Georgia. I also am a screenwriter and a face play writer.
Yes, you woman, go ahead and put it out there. I got to get you that T-shirt with the little Superwoman emblem on it, okay? Now, quickly, Tiffany. Also, you speaking of publicists, let the listeners know about your book that has been released and how they can get a copy of it.
Yes, my book will be released on July 14th. It's called PR Tales. It's 5 stories inside of this book that basically talks about crisis management from anywhere from an individual on social media, a small business owner, or corporate. And that book can be pre-purchased through my email, tiffanyterrellconsulting@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into our topic for today, and we've had some really good dialogue over the past few weeks on our show. And you know what, Tiffany, I hear some feedback in the background. So are you...
Sound like Tiffany hang gliding out there.
You hang gliding, Tiffany?
And then invite nobody.
Or skydiving. What you doing out there? Because, I know you're a multitasker now. We got this. We can't be doing everything under the sun now. I know you do it all.
Like hang gliding in a bikini.
Tiffany, ignore him.
Hey, what did you get, Tiffany?
Ignore him.
How you doing?
Look, Tiffany, let's talk about, we're going to go ahead and cut to the chase. We're talking about public relations, and it could be so broad, and then we can rear it back in. Let's talk about business and how our association can impact our business, either good or bad. So, because PR is there to put us out there, right image, to make the right connection. So what is it that businesses, how can we go wrong with the association of others?
Sometimes you can't really help what other people are doing because, as you know, the saying, with everybody, birds of a feather flock together. That's not always necessarily true. But sometimes you can get into where one of your counterparts, your business partner or associate, can be kind of doing some grimy or dirty things in an area. And then you can be like this great person and you have great connections, and then all of a sudden, because you're associated with that person, you can lose business off of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, and you know, and speaking in retrospect to that, and because we are a show that supports the indie artists, and I'm going to say we support the indie artists 200%. And that's just an overstatement of 100%, okay? It may be an overkill, but that's just to exercise that is straight from the heart and straight from the right intentions. We have T.A.B. hanging out in the building. We've had other artists sitting in the same chair, and they've talked about some similar stories. Let's talk about the bumps in the road. As an artist, what kind of advice, and T.A.B. seems to have his head on straight, and he just takes things at face value. He knows how to put it in its place. But for all the other artists that does not have that capability, and, you know, and our feelings do get involved when things we approach those bumping the roads with the wrong people with the wrong intent. What is your advice to the indie artist that comes across these people that are ill-intended? They put up the facades. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you take your car to the mechanic to get the brakes done, but then they tell you have to get XYZ done because they're trying to make extra money. What kind of advice would you give them, and would a PR person be really good to give them guidance in their journey of trying to get their music and their career to the next level, and how to channel those bumps in the road?
Yes, of course. The advice that I would give out to any artist, especially because Embodiment Radio deals with a lot of hip-hop artists. So as we all know, being a hip-hop artist comes with stigmas. So with those stigmas, sometimes the people you hang around are not always the greatest, depending on how you was raised, who you grew up around, and, you know, who you're hanging around, how you ended up getting up into hip-hop. My best advice with them would be, you know, be careful of the company that you keep.
Okay.
A lot of people feel like as you're growing, as you're getting bigger, that you want to be, you want to go save everyone. You want to put a cape on. You want to bring everybody with you. Everyone is not meant to come with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I happen to agree with that. And also, it looks like they tried to leak these artists, too, because a lot of artists are struggling artists. And
right.
Yeah, they're struggling, and you know, you just can't be ill-intended and giving the wrong delivery, or if you're there to support them, but you're really trying to empty their pockets. And some of them, the pockets are already empty. That's why they're out there grinding, so they can collect their coins and their paper, correct?
Right, but the thing about the situation is, because they're like most of us are eager, no matter what we're in, especially the artists, and they're willing to learn. Especially someone like, okay, I have 20 years experience and all this kind of stuff. They need to learn to start researching these people, and making sure that these people are actually going to own up to what is going. They need to go online and see, is there any bad reviews. They need to kind of watch the person for at least a good 2 weeks before they decide to really do business, or at least a week or a couple of days. Just watch the social media, because social media tells everything about most people.
Yes.
A lot of people brag and all that kind of stuff, and they need to reach out to other people that may have worked with those people to make sure that they're on the right path, because a lot of times we're so eager to want to work with people and help other people, and sometimes you have to kind of slow down and just make sure that, you know, your ducks are all in a row before you go jumping to help someone else or bringing someone in that may not be the best for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we are all taking heed to your words, Tiffany. I think as a business owner myself, and I'm sure a lot of people out there that's listening, we've all probably been guilty at some point in time, because our intentions are well, and sometimes we do tend to jump in the wrong pool at times.
Right.
Yeah, and I can attest to that myself.
A lot of people put on the facade as well. I know what I always tell you, what we talk about. A lot of people put up these fronts and, you know, like, but you know people by the fruit of their labor, not to be so Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
But basically, like, what you produce, what is that person producing? Can you show me? Don't tell me that you worked with Tupac 20 years ago. Like, what are you producing right now?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That's for real.
That's
so
for real.
It's like a lot of us, we get into that thing, we say, oh, he's a dope producer and da-da-da, he worked with this person, that person, but he's all dried up right now. Nothing against anyone, because that means they stopped their grind at some point, and now they start using artists. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they're trying to have a comeback, right? And the comeback may not come back.
Right.
Okay.
You know.
I like it.
So you just need to watch, you know, the company you keep. Just watch what you're doing. Just like, you know, and then as a publicist, it'll be great because we'll be able to sift out those people for you because we can talk and, you know, look in places that you may not think.
Awesome. Well, look, Tiffany, you know, we can go on and on and on. This was some really good information, and we're going to continue to have this dialogue. And, you know, with the PR over the past few weeks, all the things that we've discussed, it's just a rotating information here on the airways. And so we're going to keep covering this, and we're going to keep putting it into people's heads for those who need to have that type of incentive. So you guys are looking for someone that can get you to the next level, that can somewhat kind of peg out things in which you're going in the wrong directions. You guys check out Tiffany Terrell. Tiffany, one more time, let the listeners know how they can find you, because I'm sure there's people out there. We got T.A.B. in the building. You know, it may be piquing his interest, or he can spread the word to some other artists or anyone else that's a business owner.
Yes, ma'am. I can be reached on Instagram at Tiffany Terrell Consulting, on Facebook Tiffany Terrell, and on Twitter, Tiffany Terrell, P as in Paul.
All right. Tiffany, you are simply amazing. Thank you so much. You guys stay locked in every Tuesday, 6 o'clock, bottom of the hour. Tiffany Terrell. I'm going to get them two T's together eventually. Tiffany Terrell moment every Tuesday. Have a good one, Tiffany. We love you dearly. Until next time, have a good week. Yes.
All right, Tiff. Take care, baby.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And I like that when we have a guest at the station. And I hope that you were able to take something away with that, T.A.B. And we're gonna discuss more about you know, what's out there to get guys. And a lot with those showcasing and open mics, you really have to tread lightly with that, because you guys are really worthy of your craft, and there is a lot of ill intent to capitalize off of your talents, you know. So you guys shouldn't be coming out of the pockets to perform. I'm a personal trainer, and I'll be darned. I'm going to say, T.A.B., I'm going to give you $100 to train you, bruh. No. You, and you're going to pay me. Now, if I want a discount or what have you, we can do those, but I'm not going to pay anyone to train them. And we're going to get into that, okay? Yeah. Behind the scenes, you guys, what you're listening to is the M word, T.A.B. We'll be right back. We're going to go ahead and get some more good music coming in. We're going to play. Did we play Chris Pop already?
No.
Yeah, Southside.
Yeah,
Eddie James, we're going to play Southside. Bring me back in after that. We're going to play Southside by Chris Pop.
Cool.
You're now locked into the underground, and we are taking control.
Give it all I got, there's more to borrow. If it ain't enough, tough luck. Got it out the mud, but you stuck. Stick in the mud, I mean, speaking the company. Misery being bred, mugging me like.
What's up? This your boy DJ Taz, and I'm here with Embodiment Underground Radio, and we most definitely kicking it live. That right?
Baby, where you tryna come? Meet me I'ma make it rain. Pick you up at 6 in a 6. Got a money play. We gon' make it flip. Yeah, she shining hard. Cardi on her wrist. Southside, we can take a ride. What the move is. Got a big crib, that's old news. 6 rings and a gold tooth. Playing X games and my ex mad. I hate to say that I told you. Same gang ain't never changed. Been down since 02. Way down, we stayed down. So A-Town like old truths.
Baby, where you tryna come? Meet me on the south side. We could take a ride to a suicide. Type of shit I know you like, baby. I said, baby, where you tryna come? Meet me on the south side. We could take a ride, like it's all to the sky. The medicine being alive, baby.
Bad little bit it, front and shit it, and she with it. Girl, you know you is the bun, hey. Chop it, but the chicken make it work. In the kitchen, swear she get it from her mom's, hey. Like a life sentence, I ain't seen you in a minute. Hit up Lennox, shot it, you a long way.
All right, you guys, we're almost at the top of the hour, so we're going to rock and roll with the remainder of the show. Again, that was Chris Pop, Southside. We had the honor of watching he and other artists perform last year at the Juneteenth. Yeah, very good presentation, very professional. And let me tell you something, these indie artists out here are killing it.
Man, hey, very professional. I mean, you know, when we heard him, we was like, man, that sounds like something that should be on the radio.
Oh, yeah, that should. But what's on the radio shouldn't be on the radio. so we've already come to those terms, right? We understand what's on the radio. It's a whole nother ball game, and I won't get into that considering we are on the radio. So we'll just have that behind-the-scene conversation. We'll have that dialogue with our personal lives, and we'll just see how we can make a difference, okay?
Cool.
And that's what our goal is. Look, you guys, we got to make a difference, you guys, and we got to make sure what we're putting out into society, that it's going to be something that's going to benefit us. We are dumbing down the world, you guys. We're dumbing down our people. And when I say people, I mean people, humans. And so, there's nothing wrong with a little party time, a little letting your hair down. Nothing wrong with getting a little crazy from time to time. But what we're doing, you guys, the lyrics that we're putting out there is being very counterproductive. We have our young people that are listening. We have our young girls, our young guys. What do we want? Because, if you keep living, you're going to get older. And as you get older, you got to worry about the new generation because they're going to have your life in their hands. So let's be positive and put some good vibes out into the community. What you put out is what you get back.
Right, gangsters don't live that long.
Oh, yeah. So this is laws of attraction, okay?
Yes,
look it up. What we put out there is what we get back. Look, we got T.A.B. in the building. Real quickly, we're going to be redundant because I want everybody to know how they can find T.A.B. one more time for the third time, T.A.B. How the listeners can find you, and real quickly, I want you to close out. I got a good question for you. Okay. What is your aspiration, indie or mainstream?
I got you.
Yes.
All right, so for the final time, you can find me at Tall and Bony. That's TALLANDBONY. And I aspire for greatness.
I like that. See, something told me. See, didn't I tell you?
Oh, yeah.
See, he put his own. And that means you need to meditate on that, okay?
Yeah,
meditate on that. And if you have a thought-provoking mindset, that means you need to just think about it, okay?
Use that tool between your two shoulders.
I love it. Give it to me, T.A.B. I love you. I love you dearly. Yeah. Look, you guys, coming up, we're going to go ahead and spin Shed a Tear. Major things, you guys. You've been listening to The Underground. Check Tuesday, 6 o'clock. You can find us on all social media platforms. Quickly, Mr. Flamboyant, where can the listeners find you?
You can find me on all social media websites. Mr. Flamboyant 1.
Silk
on IG, man. I want to shout out to Mike Fizzle, man. Holla at me.
Oh, yes. And Maureen Guest, just Google us. We're on all social media platforms, you guys. Look, thank you for locking in. You've been listening to The Underground.
Oh, hold on. Shout out to Barry White, man. Without him, I wouldn't be cool.
Oh, Lord. Look, you guys, we're taking control. Peace out.
Yo, this is Multi-Man the Skip Show, and you're checking out Embodiment Radio.
It's another exclusive, only from Embodiment Underground Radio.
See you line, you hurt my pride, and you thought that I would never leave you. See, I tried to make it right, but there's just some things that ain't meant to be free. And now I stop and I think about different things that led to our downfall. You see, but I wish you the best, I wish you the most. I just hope that everything just goes the way it's supposed to go. I just hope that you see what life is about and how it goes, how it tends to go all up and down with different obstacles. I just hope that you see that I can't go and cry, cause the love that we had is somewhere inside. The reason why we don't coincide is cause you left me in the sun out to dry. See, I don't know what you want me to do for you. All the times that I went and came through for you. All the nights that I stayed up late with you. All the days that I spent without a break for you. See, it's life and I guess it came through for you. Only thing is that you wanted, I'm a sore loser. Cause we were supposed to go and get the crown together. But you left me in the rain with no umbrella, and I can't take no more. All the times you lied, the tears you cried, just couldn't make it right. And I can't take no more. See, I'm sorry, I'll never shed a tear for you. 18 years, not able to count my tears because I have cried so much that I'm afraid to be around my peers. Sometimes you say you did, but really that's just my fear that I'ma count on you and you will be nowhere near. So maybe I need some help, baby, I need some help. But I am trying to get just getting deeper, so all that I see is kelp. Maybe I need some time, maybe I'll just be fine. But in my head, I'm already dead, so might as well be my mind. I need a magic potion, go into my skin like it's lotion to revive my devotion, so I do not drown in the ocean. But I don't know how to feel, I just hope it ain't real. Cause if it is, it can't be possible, cause this is surreal. It don't seem fit, you don't wanna be here. You airdrop love that I thought only we shared. But now I'm so sore, I'm feeling so poor. We built a nation together, and it's a cold war. Let's go. I can't take no more. All the times you lied, the tears you cried, just couldn't make it right. And I can't take no more. See, I'm sorry, I'll never shed a tear for you.
The underground is taking control.
Atlanta, are you ready for the ride of your life? Revolutionary, remarkable. It's the one and only Embodiment Underground Radio with Maureen Guest and the hottest team in radio.